Hey kindergarten, ready for your art lesson with your friendly neighborhood art teacher? To recap, your expedition is we've got the whole world in our hands. Your guiding questions, how can we help each other grow? What are living things? What living things need to sustain life? How can I take care of living things? Your learning targets for today's art lesson, I can identify an oak tree. I can draw an oak tree with a detail of a leaf and an acorn. And I can color all my work. Before we begin, you're going to need paper, either lined paper or printing paper is fine, a pencil and eraser, and some coloring supplies. I don't mind if you use colored pencils, crayons, or markers. Remember, we're going to be drawing big. So this is a picture of your typical oak tree. In Georgia, our state tree is the live oak. You'll see a lot more of them the farther south in Georgia that you go, but I think they're gorgeous. They're very pretty trees. They're usually very tall and they have wide branches at the top. We're going to draw one that's a little bit smaller, and we're going to work on drawing a leaf and the acorn detail. So here's my example. We're going to draw our tree. We'll have big versions of the leaf and the acorn, because in real life, an acorn and a leaf aren't that big. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the ground line. Remember, this is where the ground is, and here's the sky. We'll make the sky later come all the way down to the ground. We're going to draw a long rectangle, not super high, because then the top of your tree would go off the top of the page, and not really close to the ground. You want a little bit underneath this line, and we're going to erase that line because you wouldn't see it behind the tree. Now, down here at the bottom, we're going to add a little bit of a curved line at that corner, and then we're going to add another little curved line at that corner. Then coming off this other part, we're going to add a line and one more, and those are going to be our new tree roots. Make them a little bit darker so you can see. And then I'm going to erase these other little parts of the line because you wouldn't see that anymore. And now our tree trunk has two roots at the bottom. Next, we're going to work on making the tree top and the branches. So last time we did a branch. We started off, let's get that light over. We made a tree branch coming off. We started with a letter U, kind of big. I'm going to erase the part in the middle because you wouldn't see it, or the line going through. And then I'm going to make a little bit of a squiggly line, not super squiggly, but a little squiggly. And then another one coming down. But do you see how I made one shorter than the other? Because up here, I'm going to turn this to look like the letter Y. And that's going to be one tree branch. We're going to add another tree branch on this side, kind of like how we made the tree roots. I'm going to start at this corner, and I'm going to have one line come up, and then I'm going to have another line next to it going up, and then I'm going to erase this little spot in the middle, and I'm going to add the tree top. I'm going to start the tree top right there, and then behind the tree, and I'm going to go behind that branch, and I'm just going to make bumpy lines all the way around. Now, I am going to get rid of that line you wouldn't see behind it, and now it's going to disappear. And let's fix this over here. We're going to add make it look like there's parts of the leaves. Then we'll do the same thing on this one. And now it looks like we've got an oak tree with lots of branches and supporting the leaves up at the top. Next thing we're going to work on is an acorn and a leaf. The leaf, we're going to start by drawing a skinny line, just a thin line, a little curved. Not very curved, but a little bit. Over the top, we're going to start with an upside down, looks like another letter U. So I'm going to draw another upside down. The same things are going to be on the same sides of the leaf. So if I draw a bump on that side, then I draw a bump on that side. I'm going to do the same thing down here. So there's one bump, there's another bump, and then the last bump, and go down to the bottom, and the last bump, and it goes down and it meets. And I'll erase that little line in the background. And uh-oh, I erased part of the middle line. That's fine. All I have to do is draw it again. We're going to draw the little veins that make the food go all the way through the leaf. It comes off this middle one. I'll put that all the way down to the ground. And now, well, not to the ground, to the bottom. And now we have an oak leaf. Now let's do our acorn over here, because I've run out a little bit of space. I made my leaf a little bit bigger. We're going to draw 3 shapes first for an acorn. I'm going to draw a square. I'm going to draw a triangle. And then I'm going to draw a half circle or a semicircle. And then I guess I'm going to draw a tiny little triangle up there, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now I want to make these darker, and I'm going to make them a little bit different. I'm going to make, this is the top of the acorn. It's going to come down here and it's going to go across, and then I'll erase that extra line there. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make this, it's just a little bit of a curve, but it still has a point where that triangle finished. And now we have our acorn. But let's add the detail to make the acorn look a little rough at the top. I'm going to draw diagonal lines going across one way. And then I'm going to turn my hand around and I'm going to draw the diagonal lines going the other way. And now it looks like that rough top that acorns have. Let's talk about coloring. I'm going to use 2 greens, a light green and a dark green. I'm going to need blue. I need to find that brown. There's brown. And then I'm going to surprise you and use a little bit of orange. Let's go straight to that orange one first. So for the orange, I'm going to draw I'm going to color very lightly with my orange on the acorn bottom. Then I'm going to take my brown and I'm going to draw, also color lightly on top of it. Now I have kind of a different, unique tan color. The top of the acorn is just going to be regular brown. You can see the difference between them already. And that's a little acorn stem at the top. Then I thought I'll do my oak leaf light green to make it stand out a little bit more. You want to make sure that you're getting your coloring close to the edge of your pencil. And take your time. I'm going a little fast just so you don't have to sit here and watch me color for the next 10 minutes. And I did that one light green, so when I color the grass, if I make it dark green, it'll stand out and it won't get caught or just kind of blend in with everything. I'm not going to color the whole grass. I'll do my tree. Make sure my branches are colored in. I'll come back up here. And again, I won't color the whole thing in. I won't spend the entire time just doing that. And then color my dark green treetop. And when you're working on your your sky, make sure your sky goes all the way down and behind other things to the ground. So when you're done, you'll have a colored in picture of an oak tree with an acorn and a leaf. Here's the examples again of what they would look like. So your task for today is to draw an oak tree and then an oak leaf and an acorn. Remember to draw large and fill up your page. Color in your whole page. Make sure that sky comes all the way down to the ground. If you get done and you have time to do another thing, draw one during the fall. Oak leaves turn red and brown during the fall. Keep track of your artwork. It will be helpful. If you want to take a picture and upload it to the kindergarten Google Drive folder listed there, you can. There's also a link to it underneath this video. And if you have any questions, you can email me at afrans@amanaacademy.org. All right. Bye, kindergarten. I'll see you later.